Welcome back to KION News at 11 o'clock. We're checking back in with our chief meteorologist, Dan Cianca. We talked about it before, but just a beautiful day out there along the Central Coast.
Yeah, really. I mean, and the next day, which is tomorrow, also known as Sunday and Father's Day, will be similar.
Here we go.
But also windier. So,
right.
So might as well just get that out of the way first. But
if you're on like the left side of the fairway, look
yes.
out for me, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. Just look out for you, period, any given time of the day.
Good advice.
You always want to keep track of Maxwell. But either way, here's a live look from Domenico's on the wharf tonight. It still looks a little breezy out there. You can see some movement in the boats late this evening, but winds will be somewhat breezy through the overnight and then pick up again tomorrow during the afternoon. We had a lot of sunshine today. This was the sunset from Williams Hill, the camera on Williams Hill in southern Monterey County. I chose it because it was closest to our hot spot today, which was Fort Hunter Liggett, coming in at 94 degrees. So we had some warmth inland. Hollister back in the low 80s today. Santa Cruz and Watsonville, it was warm on the north side of the bay, warmer than normal. 78 and 77 respectively, whereas on the south and east sides of the bay we were a little cooler than normal. Well, close to normal anyway because of the winds coming in off the water. 60s for you folks. And as we look at our forecast overnight, it's going to be a little on the chilly side. Temperatures may even dip into the upper 40s in some areas, so expecting those lows around 49 or so in many locations. Patchy fog will be possible for cities around the bay. I don't think we'll see any inland tomorrow morning. The air is dried out quite a bit, but temperatures rising quickly with the sunshine tomorrow, but also the wind sticking around throughout the day. The reason we have wind is because we have a trough to the north and the strong subtropical high to the south, and we're kind of sandwiched, well, right in between. So it's not really going to change here for the next couple days, but the winds will be strongest tomorrow, then die off a little bit as the trough digs a little farther south. And ultimately, it should cool us down a little bit, although we're not going to see necessarily any major temperature changes here over the next couple of days. For the most part, I'm expecting seasonable weather. Looking at some of the longer term model runs as well, it's looking like we'd see some heat next week. That's looking a little less likely now, but as we look into midweek next week, we still have a trough on the west coast. And then late next week, it almost looks like we still have a trough on the west coast. So ultimately, that's going to keep things pretty nice, I think. We'll have some low clouds in the mornings, sunshine in the afternoons, occasionally some wind, but ultimately pretty close to normal temperatures. So not much to complain about as we head through the next week or so. There's always the potential for some heat this time of year. Models are backing off that solution for late next week lately. So we'll see what happens. But right now, that's what I'm seeing. Future track overnight, a little aggressive with the low clouds. But by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, there might be a little swirl of fog in the bay. We had one that kind of meandered around the bay and into some of the near coastal or the coastal areas right along the bay. This morning. That's certainly possible again tomorrow morning. We did dry out just a touch, but not enough, I think, that we could completely get rid of the fog chance. But once the sun comes up, that should mix out pretty quickly, and then we're going to see almost wall-to-wall sunshine tomorrow. Maybe a few thin high clouds, but other than that, nothing major. Of course, fire danger will be elevated again with the wind, especially in the inland areas. Usually what happens is the wind picks up in the afternoon. Initially, it's dry, and then as the moisture arrives from the coast, it starts to moisten up a little bit, but it's that mid-afternoon hour between like 3 and 5 p.m. we see these fire starts, and that's possible again tomorrow, especially with the winds being a little stronger. And also for the Hernandez fire, we could see some flare-ups, I think, from what we're getting tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on that for you ultimately as well. Looking at your temperature forecast, here's what I'm expecting. 80, Santa Cruz Mountain Valleys, down to Scotts Valley, back up to the summit, 80. Another warm day in Santa Cruz, 77, 74 in Capitola. North side beaches looking fantastic. On the east shore of the bay, well, you'll be in the wind in Castroville Marina coming in off the water. Again, it's going to keep you in the mid-60s, but Watsonville, upper 70s tomorrow. Nice and warm there. Salinas, back into the low 70s tomorrow. Same in Prunedale. My Prunedale ladies will be happy. You like that sunshine and temperatures in the 70s there. 80 in Hollister, 87 Gilroy, also 80s up into Morgan Hill. Monterey Peninsula, kind of surrounded by cold water, so it's hard to get much warmer than the low to mid 60s, and that will be a struggle tomorrow, but you know, at least you'll have some sunshine. And down south, away from that cold water, we start to warm up. Upper 70s in Greenfield, King City in the 80s, closing in on the 90s in our southern valleys. Looks like we'll get there in Parkfield. Looking at the 7-day forecast, did alter these temps a little bit from our earlier shows tonight, but we'll warm up a little bit on Monday on the coast and then just kind of level off close to seasonal normals. We'll have a few passing clouds here or there, but really not a bad looking forecast. Winds die down a little bit over the next couple of days as well. Inland areas, again, pretty close to normal for this time of year for the next 7 days. Maybe a little bit warmer by the end of next week, but Nothing to get too concerned about. Again, the strongest winds will be for the next couple of days, then they'll die off. Summer solstice coming in on Thursday. That's at 1:31 p.m. That's we like to call that calendar summer because it's the one, you know, on your calendar that you have. I don't know if you still have a calendar on the wall. Some people do, some people don't. My family does because I always make them one for the holidays every year. But you know, meteorological summer starts June 1st, so we're already in the midst, if you ask me.
There you have it. Well, thank you very much, Dan.